PodBiz Studios, where positive people come to podcasts. We want to make sure that your voice is heard. So guess what? Come on over to PodBiz Studios and record your podcast.
Hello, this is Rob. We're with
John Woolsey with SCORE.
So, SCORE, what is that? What does that mean?
Well, 60 years ago when we started, SCORE was an acronym for the Service Corps of Retired Executives. Today what it is it's a group of volunteers who are currently in business or have retired from business that have been relatively successful in their venture that are looking to give back. And so we offer counseling and help for two different types of clients. One of them are people that have an idea for a business and they want to see if it makes sense to take it to a professional level. And then the other are small businesses that are looking to grow. They may be at that stage where they've reached a plateau and they're frustrated because they can't figure out how to get it to the next level.
So let's say I came to you with my poor little idea. Would I get support or would my poor little idea sink miserably in the sea?
To be honest with you?
Yes.
It depends on you.
Really?
And the reason I say that is because the first thing you're going to do when you come to us is you're going to talk and we're going to listen.
Okay.
Because it's important. We need to begin to understand exactly what you're trying to do and the type of support that you need to help you. And then our goal is to give you next steps. Our job isn't to do the work for you, but it's to help you identify the work that you need to do. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And we do it kind of like, I make an analogy. I have a granddaughter that plays soccer, and her coach is somebody that's played the game and loves the game. And he wants to share that love for the game with the next generation. And the way they're rewarded is every time that kid scores a goal, nobody is more excited than that coach that's on the bench. Does that make any sense?
Yes. So
basically what you're dealing with is our first session, we basically try to identify your needs. We give you some homework and probably schedule something to get back in about 2 weeks. But in 2 weeks, we're going to then put you with one of our mentors that has expertise in the area that you need, because now we've identified it. So whether it's legal expertise, finding capital, whether it's accounting, whether it's operations, whether it's marketing or social media, whatever we've identified, and we have about 45 different fellas and ladies in our chapter, and one of them has been there and done that. And so the one thing they can also help you with is the fact that they've probably made every mistake that could be made, and so they can maybe help you from making the same ones that they have.
Now, being around a lot of people, I know that most people think if they just get the right amount of money that they can make their business work. What would you say to somebody like that?
I tell them that money's not the first step. The first step is passion. They got to have particularly if they're going to be a startup or a small business, they better darn well have a passion, because they're going to hit bumps. And if they don't have that passion to succeed, then that bump may throw them. As I said to you, our goal is not to tell them what not to do. Our goal is to help them identify whether they should or shouldn't.
Okay.
Just like the coach, because we expect they're going to make some mistakes, but then we can call them over and say, okay, try this next time.
So would it be safe to say that you become a coach for the life of our business? You would help us as we continue through our business life?
Amen.
Really?
Amen. And see, the cool news about it is this. People used to tell me to tell them that our services were free. And you know what free is worth? Okay, so what we've identified is this. We tell them, no, it's prepaid, because when you pay your income tax, a little bit of it filters down to the Small Business Administration, and a little bit of that filters down to help cover our overhead. But all of our staff or volunteers. They're doing it because they love the game and they want to give back. It's as simple as that. And yes, it is a lifetime relationship if you want it to be.
Now, that's interesting that you say you love the game. A lot of people, when they approach business, approach it with a lot of fear and trepidation. And it's interesting to hear you say that you're doing it because you love it.
Yeah, well, not only do we love it, but I said the word game. Mm-hmm. And again, I go back to my grandkids. I got a grandkid that just lives on the computer playing games at night. He loves playing games. Well, for us, at least, business was our game. Okay? And so our joy was every time we succeeded, every time we won one of those battles, it was something that drove us to go at it again. And so that's what we want to also try to share with our clients so that they begin to get the joy of being in business. And it can be a joy. It can also be times when it can be really trouble, and that's when it is good to have a friend. And SCORE can be their friend. They can pick up the phone and say, you won't believe what happened to me today. It's somebody. And again, I told you the other thing that we train our people to do is to listen. There is a, particularly in our male staff, there is a tendency to try to fix it. I think men in general were brought up, at least in my generation, that we were responsible for coming up with the solutions. And the ladies are so much better than we are in just listening and saying, oh, that's terrible. I feel so bad for you. So sometimes that's all that the client needs to do is just hear somebody and who understands how they feel and how they're reacting at that time.
So how would a person connect with SCORE?
Well, that's great, and thank you for asking me about that. They can do it a number of ways. First of all, they can go online, and if they Google SCORE, they'll be directed to our national website, score.org, and they can put in their zip code, and they'll be contacted by our local chapter through that. They can come to an event or one of our workshops, and we run 12 to 24 workshops a year. We have locations right now in the Triad, physical locations at the Nussbaum Center in Greensboro off Elm Eugene Street, in Flywheel in Winston-Salem, and at the High Point Chamber of Commerce. But that doesn't limit it just to those locations. We also have representatives in Alamance and Rockingham County. So we're going to go where you are rather than ask you to go where we are.
Oh, okay.
And it's as easy as going online to score.org and scheduling an appointment, or they can contact us by calling us at 333-5399. That's 336-333-5399. And you go into our answering machine, and somebody within 24 hours will be back with you. I can schedule a time with you right then and there.
Well, I thank you for that information because I actually did not know how to contact a SCORE coach. I thought it was like some secret, you had to go through a certain person and be at a certain place.
No, we're going to come to you.
Thank you. And I thank you for interviewing with us.
And bless you too, and bless your clients, and just know that we're going to be rooting for them.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of PodBiz Studios. Find us online where Positive People podcast at podbizstudios.com.